Meditation, intimate experiences with the divine through contemplative practice by Sacred Stories Publishing. The quieter you become, the more you're able to hear. Rumi. A time to choose. We find ourselves right now in the age of great transformation, one of the most consequential moments in human history. These are indeed the times that the great prophets and seers throughout the millennia have spoken about. Mankind has experienced and survived many eras of tremendous change, of course, yet with each turn of the spiral, the permutations become more amplified, as if there will be one final revolution of the cycle that turns it all around, so we can start anew once more. Have you been feeling overwhelmed, stressed, out of balance lately? Do you crave for a pocket of peace and tranquility in your busy life, but you struggle to find the time or space? Then we have the perfect solution for you, Meditation on Wheels. It's an RV sanctuary traveling in the metropolitan Washington D.C. area, offering transformative meditation experiences. It's a movable oasis of calm at your doorstep. Book us today to come to your business, school, government space, or event. Why? We bring the calm to you. meditationonwheels.com. Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome to The Next Normal, hosted by the Brahma Kumaris Meditation Museum. I'm your host, Sister Jenna, and I look forward to when we can sit together and just be together in a sacred space, in a space of dignity and honor and grace, where we give each other permission to develop our self-trust, to develop trust with you, to develop trust in our destiny and our future. That's not always so easy, even though we are wired to be trusting people. As a soul, we are wired to have self-trust. What happened? What happened along the way that took away my remembrance and my ability to trust me, my destiny, my karma, my fortune, and to trust those of another? Along the journey, we bump into people, no? They're so unique. Some of them love us a lot. Some of them like us a lot. Some of us are like, can you just get out of my sight? It's just like, I'm not interested in you. I have no interest in wanting to be your friend. I don't even like you. You know, whenever I see you, my whole spirit changes. Has anyone out there ever had such a relationship? Or even, let's just say you're living with someone and even that day they wake up and they're looking at you, just get out of my face. It's like at that moment you feel like an enemy has come into your space. If it was only for 5 hours, the enemy came. When you're on a battlefield, the soldier has the consciousness and the mind. The person on the other side is the enemy, and that enemy wants to hurt you. And because you sense they want to hurt you, you put up your defenses. You make sure your weapons are loaded, your gun is loaded, and things are all in place. You put on your helmet. Sorry. Many of you don't know this, but I used to stutter so bad I couldn't finish a sentence. So there's some words that I'll still say that just can't come out of me very clearly, which is really funny. Hamlet is one of them, and I know I'm not saying it right. Anyway, they put on that hard hat, right, that protects their brain from being damaged, because they know the enemy will try whatever they can try to hurt you. I want us to look at this concept of an enemy. There's like a sixth sense, something that you feel inside of you. This person's intentions and motives for me are not the best. Or maybe there's something that you have that you can sense they wanted. I remembered once Oprah Winfrey shared, you cannot be friends with somebody who wants what you have. That was powerful, wasn't it? I cannot be a friend with somebody who wants what I have, who want to take what I have worked hard for and just take it sneakingly in the back. I once had a sister like that who was working alongside with me. She lived in her own home. But no matter what I did to try to get her to be close and to be in alignment with the core group, all she wanted was to be on the stage, to speak to masses, to be in charge, and to have some sort of authority about her. And I look at her today and she still has that spirit of energy in her, and it saddens me that she has given up her whole life to simply want what other people have, instead of to focus on what she has and what her capacity is. So she was like an enemy. She wants what I have, but she wanted to go behind my back to sneakingly take what I worked so hard for. But she wanted to get it from behind. So she would come into the classroom and she would actually try to go to the students who either spoke her language or who was from her culture, and basically tried to defame me and put me down with the students. Now, some students went through hell, I have to tell you, because Sister Jenna was the instrument in charge of the area. And all of a sudden, this woman who lives outside, who's doing her own thing, is trying to convince them, you know, this is it, I've got more authority in this. She was an enemy. But I was very clear she was an enemy, and I kept her close, because one never knows what the enemy's up to if they're at a distance. They always say keep your enemies close so you can be aware of what is required. And I still believe that today. But what if your enemy becomes your friend? Let's just say that you've had a person or a few people who, for whatever reason, there's something in your energy that initiates in them their worst side. Now, I'm not saying that you're a bad person. I'm not saying they're a bad person. But whenever these two energies come together, something doesn't come out very good. Have you ever accidentally dropped water in a hot frying pan of oil? Yeah, you get what I mean, right? So when that person comes in front of you, they're not their best. And you get this sixth sense. And I don't know if they feel the same thing, but on my side, I feel like this person doesn't wish me well. I can feel it in my bones. I can trust my feelings. And you move on like that for a day, a week, a month, a year, maybe 5 years. Maybe it's your mother-in-law. Maybe it could be even your spouse. It could be a relative. It could be your next-door neighbor. It could be a colleague at work. It could be just somebody that you pass by every day on the streets and you're like, I don't get a good vibe from that person. It's like the enemy keeps you on guard. They make you feel like they're after your treasures. They're after you. They're not there to hold you up. To me, an enemy is someone who doesn't have good wishes and pure feelings for you. It's a completely different conversation, right? We've often thought an enemy is somebody from another country who wants to take what you've got in your country. But it's somebody who doesn't have good wishes and pure feelings for you. I ask you to sit with that for a little bit. Do you have any enemies? Are you an enemy for someone? Do you not have good wishes or pure feelings for someone? But what if all of that changes? What if somehow over a long period of time you were honest with yourself and you deeply checked your feelings and you said, I don't want this relationship to be this way. I really wish for there to be cooperation and harmony and love. And even though you're uncomfortable by the vibrations you pick up from those folks, you don't let go of the love that you are within. You don't. You won't. You can't. Because in order for you to survive your enemies, you've got to have the right ammunition. And that's love and peace and purity and kindness and truthfulness and wisdom. So what happens if your enemy actually becomes your friend? How do you talk to them? How do you treat them? That moment when you step in front of that person and you don't feel those same vibrations anymore, and that person looks at you with a different vibe, with a lot of love, with a lot of respect and appreciation for who you've been. What if the person that you've been carrying in your heart as not your friend has been your enemy? All of a sudden something shifts. And now you don't really know how to be in front of that person. Because now they're kind, they're loving, they're sweet, but vibrationally you can feel they really are that now. So now is it me? If you're not able to embrace their love and their kindness, then do you find that you are still on guard? Do you find maybe you will be in a negative space? Would you maybe check yourself to see if you're still questioning their motives? What if they really have forgiven themselves for being the way that they were with you? And what if your good wishes and your love, energy, consistently over a long period of time has contributed to changing that relationship? What if now they really are having good wishes for you? How do you receive it? You receive it. It's time to break free. No more chains of bondage, of impurity, of intention towards anyone here. This relationship has now transcended and become a God revelation. If there's anyone in your path that you have felt whenever you think of them or speak to them, there's a resistance in the heart, you have to check, why is it that I'm not able to give good wishes and pure feelings to the person? Am I an enemy to them? It's never just the other person too. Because let's say the other person has changed and the other person has become a friend. Are you still cautious? Are you still questioning what they're up to? That's on you. That's on you. You will recreate it again wherever you go. You have to surrender to that and say, they're my friends now. Now they've become my friends. My enemies are no longer my enemies. They're my best buddies. And that feeling from within you becomes a protection where you can start to trust your destiny and trust God and even start to trust them. Because as you're putting that energy in, that energy entering into that relationship is definitely nourishing the growth of a friendship that was way overdue. And so if there's anyone in your journey that you're finding there's a little bit of a strain between the both of you, don't give up on your good wishes and pure feelings for them. And perhaps there'll be that day, something will occur, maybe some event will happen, and the best of who they are will emerge, and they will too forget the impurity or the resistance that they were holding in their hearts when they're in your company. But when your enemy becomes your friend, you better nurture that relationship. Keep it going. Don't fall back to the old pattern. Keep having good wishes and pure feelings. Reach out to them. Ask them a question about something regarding life or situation or an area that they're an expert in. Or check in on them. How's the day going? What did you do today? Did anything happen over here? Build the relationship now. Now that that big crux of a wall has been cracked, now plant seeds of good wishes, pure feelings. It doesn't matter if they go back to old. You just use that opening, that entry, to keep nurturing that energy of friendship between you and them. So what do you do when your enemies become your friend? Be your best version. Don't stop. Keep nurturing the relationship and let it bloom. Good wishes, pure feelings will nurture that relationship and not turn it back into what it once was. You have experience. Any relationship that doesn't feel safe or solid, it's like you've stopped breathing. It suffocates you. It's like you're not really living a purposeful life. We all need relationships to survive. We need to socialize in order to live longer. We need to be happy. Relationships are a pathway to the inner joy and the inner sense of safety. So let's keep nurturing these beautiful relationships. It is about we, not just about I. When you focus on your I, work on yourself, be honest with yourself. And when the I comes into the we, you will give the best of who you are. Let's take a moment and pause. Breathe deeply, and let's go into a meditation and contemplate on some of these ideas that have been shared. Let's go inwards. We, the people of the world, in order to create a more perfect self and world, we are born to create a good life, one of wealth, happy relationships, and a healthy mind. I, the soul, am a citizen of the world. I promise to promote inner well-being and to secure a life of blessings, freedom, unity, and respect. So as I sit here in a state of true inner freedom, I allow the experience of the real me, the true beauty of the soul to emerge. And I acknowledge the true worth and the true beauty in everyone who shares our world. I choose to share good wishes and pure feelings with everyone I meet, because I, the soul, am a well-wisher, and I am true in sharing good wishes when I walk and move around during the day. So let me sit in the consciousness of remembering that we, the people, are all citizens of good wishes, emanating pure feelings, peace, purity, and inner freedom. I love that meditation. When we produced it with hip-hop artist Joe Robb from the metropolitan D.C. area, it was such an interesting experience for Joe Robb to produce music for a meditation album. He had never done it before, but he did it. And the music in the background was just awesome, because it wasn't about a deep dive in meditation, but it was a meditation to just have you think and move and be in contemplation when you're in action. Did you like my sharing about, an enemy and a friend? And did this resonate with anyone out there? Feel free to put it in the chat. What has it been like when your enemies become actually your friends? How did you handle it? What did you do with it? I'd love to see it on the chat when I come to say hello. But let's go to our chat GPT, our awakened intelligence, Santosh, and hear what chat defines as an enemy and a friend. Who is an enemy and who is a friend? Determining who is an enemy and who is a friend can vary greatly depending on the context and personal experiences. Generally, a friend is someone who supports, cares for, and respects you. They are reliable and trustworthy, and they contribute positively to your life. But an enemy, on the other hand, might work against your interests, cause harm, or create conflict and distress in your life. So in many situations, relationships are not always clear-cut as purely friendly or antagonistic, and they can change over time. So understanding and communication are key to navigating these dynamics effectively. That is so true. There's some of us who've had friends who became enemies, and some of us who had enemies who became friends. So again, what was the communication between you and that person that shifted, really, that shifted the way that you felt in that relationship? So like I read every day the Avyakt signals, which come from the Brahma Kumaris teachings and from the one above. These are very subtle and pure thoughts to help you to focus on your intentionality and the purity of your thinking. Today's focus is, just as actions that you perform continue naturally, and the physical organs have the natural practice, in the same way, your inner awareness, your intellect, also has to have a natural way of functioning. Your physical organs have their own original and eternal task to perform, and you don't have to make any effort to move your hands or your feet. In the same way, in your spiritual Brahmin life, that is, in this auspicious confluence age of transformation, the real work of your intellect or the work of your life is to keep remembering God the Father. The original and the real work of your life is one, to be natural and easy. So experience yourself to be an easy karma yogi. Whatever actions you're performing, are you in remembrance of the divine, of the Supreme Being, of Allah, Jehovah, Shiva, Khuda, Bhagwan, Krishna, Lord, all of the different names that we call God? It's the same God. It's just the languaging that is different. And so many people in the world are fighting because of languages, and they've become enemies for each other. I mean, people will use language as a weapon to hurt you or to try to move you away from certain things that they want from you. So much. But language is just geographic, cultural, but things are the same. Maybe in Hindi they might say sun is Surya. In English we say it's sun. Maybe we'll call it the light. But it's the same thing. In the same way with God, there's so many names to God, but there's really only one God source. where the whole world turns to for power. There's one supreme power that exists. And whether you're black, white, Hindu, atheist, Muslim, Jewish, your commitment and connection is to that one above, to be able to pull that power in you that you can forgive your enemies. And they can forgive you. And you can let go of all of that negativity. And even though I know negative relationships and negative experiences are actually a tool to help you to move forward, it's not that we want to live in it. We want to be able to evolve it. And so as we continue to move on in our lives, it is important that we keep our connection with the Supreme Power, the Supreme Source. So, hello everyone online. Hi Kabil, Om Shanti. The enemy hasn't become a friend yet, but my heart is still closed. Oh Kambili, sorry. You've got to open your heart, because when you keep the heart closed, you have become an enemy to the self. Don't do it. I'm begging you, don't do it. The most beautiful experience is to live your life with an open heart and to trust everything will be fine. Yeah, you might get a little hit here and there. Yeah, you might get a little bruised here and there. But it doesn't compare to living your life with an open heart and open feelings. So please, Kambili, open up the heart, forgive them, give them your blessings, give them your good wishes. Even if it feels like it's just from your head, keep doing it, please. Hi Gigi, Om Shanti. Journey of courage, having good thoughts about the person changed my feelings towards them. And understanding what they do is because of body consciousness. This thought helped me to change the energy towards them. Kambili, I know you're trying in it. It's proven to be hard so far. Here's the thing, Kambili. Let me see if this helps you today. The person on the other side of you has a reason for thinking and feeling the way that they do. You have no business with that. Whether they did something to you or didn't do what you expected them to do, that person on the other side has a reason for being and doing what they want. It has nothing to do with me. But Kambili, if you're closing up your heart because you're trying to control their reason for the way that they've been towards you or not been towards you, that is your mistake. You don't want to do that. Just for now, Kambili, go behind your eyes. Please. And ask yourself, do I love me? And you should be saying, yes, I love me, I love myself. Okay, from this place of love, send that person, emerge the image of the person in your mind and say, I bless you and I release you. I wish the best for you. Even if it's just from your mind. I bless you, I release you, I wish the best for you. Observe how your heart's feeling right now. Even if it's for a millimeter of a second where you felt better, release them. Okay, Kambili? Please try that. Hi Shobha, Om Shanti, hi Sug. It's probably all about settling karma between two souls. So when I was a younger Brahmin, I used to think about it's about settling karmas between souls. Now I don't think that. I think I have to become the embodiment of love for me. Forget other people. I don't know if that's selfish, but forget others. Whether they love me or not, I've got one more enemy that I have to conquer. And I'm going to keep my heart good and clean. I don't want to feel like I'm settling karmas with this person anymore. I want to focus my attention on becoming my best self. And if they emerge in my mind, then I'll say, I send them my blessings. I hope that helps. Hi Denise, hi John, hi Wendy, love sea salt, hey Dinesh, hi Indu, Lilowati, Hema, Om Shanti, Barbara, nice to see you. Beth, good to have you always. Yukti and Joanne, Lolita, it's so good for us to be back on. Hi Lee Woon, Nice to have you all online today. Many, many blessings. You're welcome, Kambili. You're welcome. Please, I'm begging all of you out there in the world, don't hold on to these waste and impure feelings for anyone, especially from yourself. You got to look in that mirror. You got to keep looking until you can say, oh my God, I love you so much. You're so awesome. When you look at what you've been through, you've got to love you, man. Don't wait on others to love you. Start loving yourself first. Become your own best friend. Thank you so much for joining us on The Next Normal. We're wishing you all the best. Know that my unlimited blessings are with you, but also the blessings from God above are with you, but you've got to have the power to receive it. To break your attachments, practice loving everybody the same. You'll experience a great sense of freedom. Take care of yourself. Take care of the people that you live with. Om Shanti.